Alright, Deck Night fans, Homer and Amy on our way, LF Heritage Distilling Company, to do some tasting, sipping with their brand ambassador, Tom Morrow. We're going to be in there tasting stuff, just having a good old time, enjoying some bourbon.
We're going to bring you guys along.
Hopefully it's not super hot.
Everything's hot.
Super, it's hot. It's really hot. But we won't let that get in the way. We're going to go have a good time and explore some whiskeys and bring y'all with us, just like Amy said. So jump on, like, subscribe, comment, share.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell.
Get those notifications, trying to get to 5,000.
Be ready for the next live stream.
Coming
And
soon.
we will see you guys in the blending barn. The word barn just sounds hot. All right, we'll see y'all in a minute. A little bit more information for you guys. We aren't the only ones on this private experience. Charles Alford from That Bourbon Dude is here with us, and he does an excellent job asking questions. He should do the interview thing for a career because he's really good at that. Ask good, solid questions as I'm over there asking some dumb shit. I asked so many dumb questions that Darin even signed our bottle. No question is a bad question, just to make me feel better about myself. Who we are sitting here with, I've been talking about Tom Morrow, him getting this set up, but we are sitting here and sipping with Darin Dillow, the owner of LF Heritage Distilling Company. A lot of good questions are asked, and Darin answers a lot of very scientific questions about bourbon and relationships with air and oxidations and barrels and stuff like that. So don't miss out on that stuff. Make sure you watch all the way through, or at least go check out the chapters and see some of this cool information that you may have never heard before. And also, lastly, I want to apologize about the audio, guys. I meant to have the lapel mics that I could plug into this camera and have better quality sound, but they got left in the hotel room, and all I had was the microphone that came on the camera, and it does really well, but it does pick up 360 sound, so the fan and other noises get in the way. So sorry in advance.
Well, welcome to Limestone.
Yes.
So you guys have been, well, I'm just asking them, you've been drinking all day, so
A little bit.
let's do it again. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Have to put a hat on, so I sweat today. Tom, have you told him anything about Limestone?
Well, other than being like sending out the whole process of what I told them before when I sent them samples. They've
Yeah,
all got our
we've got
samples.
I'll give you a little rundown. So the property has been in my wife's family since 1897.
In your wife's family? Okay.
Yep, that's our home. So that's where you're driving behind. So
Oh,
that's our
wow.
home there. So I literally walk 67 steps to work every day. My son Andrew is the 6th generation on the family farm. We just had our first grandson. He's the 7th generation on the family. So this started as a hobby in March of 2022. He and I got left alone and started blending bourbon and figured out not too bad at it. I'll tell you everything behind it, but not too bad at it. I have a PhD in chemical engineering, so that's kind of my background, is how we got into this. He and I like to drink bourbon, and Bethany left us alone. So she told us we could do this.
Correction. You and I could drink.
Yeah, we like to drink bourbon in general. But she told me I could do this as long as I left her grandfather's tobacco barn the same. So I literally just built around it. So this barn was built in 1945. We poured 12 inches of concrete. I jacked up 12 inches of that into the barn out there. Tried to level it out as best as possible. If you would have seen it, it was a mess. And then we just kind of kept adding from there. And now we're building that about 5 miles east of here. So we're going to have two sites. We'll have that one there, which is 4 2,500-gallon pot stills. And then that one's 276 acres. That's my father-in-law's property. It's been in his family since 1896. So both are family properties. I've got a video I'll turn on.
In the heart of bourbon country, where artistry and craftsmanship converge, the essence of a heritage rooted in passion and tradition is captured in every bottle. Our mission is to create more than just a drink. It's to create an experience, one that brings people together and celebrates unforgettable flavors. And from the dirt, a new experience will emerge. This one-of-a-kind distillery is set to become a premier destination for enthusiasts and newcomers who enjoy a more personalized encounter. From our distillery to your glass, we're creating a legacy to be passed down for generations to come.
So this is the actual distillery we're building. This is the walkthrough of the actual distillery. So the front doors of the visitor center were these front doors to this bar.
It's cool.
That's our visitor center, 8,000 square foot visitor center. Got a full bar inside and out, tasting room, 9 yards. So that's the indoor and outdoor bar. From there, get out between them, tasting room, and back, accommodate 75 people, so they can leave for a bus, do anything they want over there. And then we've got the big distillery building, which is up next. So the distillery building. Basically, that's the Cotswolds right there on the end. With the big American flag right flying in front of it. We've got a water tower, we're painting our own. But we did something different. We also signed a contract with Old Friends Horse Farm, which is right across the road. Old Friends is a retirement farm for thoroughbreds. So they have 3 Kentucky Derby winners. And what we've done here is we're going to bring their horses over on our site. So you can come pet a racehorse, smoke a cigar, drink a bourbon, and then we're also building a couple of hotels, a couple of restaurants around it. 276 acres. Yeah, so it's the true Kentucky experience. Matter of fact, there's the horses around the distillery. I can take you to the horses today. No, I didn't.
Dueling cameras. I still haven't figured this thing out yet.
Come on around, I'll give you a tour of the rest of the place. So what we did was we put a small R&D still in here, and basically we picked it up from another distillery, but that's where we first started. So we run everything from a little bit of moonshine to practice runs, special brands, things of that nature. And then we do all of our blending down through here. We've got a bottling line next door. We do source, just like everybody else, because everything I release, so I'm the master distiller here, everything I release will be 6 years or older. So you won't get anything that's younger than 6 years. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't personally like it. And so I don't release anything that's that. Everything we release is Kentucky juice. I'll tell you exactly where we source from. Wild Turkey, New Riff, Rabbit Hole, Jim Beam. You'll catch anything some other smaller distilleries will bring in, but those are the main ones. Wilderness Trail we'll source from. So what I do is I blend them all together to make the mash bills that we're going to run, and that's how we come up with our juice as well. So we also bottle for a bunch of different customers. You'll see RD1 stuff through here. Bare Bones vodka you'll find that's bottling through here. They do special releases. New Era whiskey is through here. Ass Pocket whiskey is through here. Used to be All Nation Staff Home before they did their thing, went under. But we also are building 2 more buildings outside. So we'll walk around through there and show you the other buildings. We're going to change things a tad bit. So we have 30 acres that we're on here, but we're changing the road. So you now come in down off Main Swords Road. This is in addition to the other distillery. This is going to be our visitor center, our Swords Road company. So this will be a visitor center, a couple offices, and some more storage buildings. And we're building another building right over top of the hill, right here. So you have that. We also have 14,500 gallons worth of storage. Big thing with the storage is, if you want to bring 300 barrels to blend at one time, you can. That way you get the consistency, you understand what you're getting, or we can do 2 or 3. And then we have a full bottling line next door. So we also bottle quite a bit. We got a fully automated bottling line. We have a full certified lab that's in this building here. We try to stay small, we try to stay professional. The bottling line's here. So we have a full certified lab sitting right over here. You can see some of the customers that we bottle for. We do some reverse distillation as well. It's just a pre-engineered thing, reverse engineered things. We bottle for quite a few. We're going to bottle roughly throughout the year about 100,000 cases is what we'll end up bottling. And then we got the full bottling line here. We do everything from 50 milliliters all the way up to 175s. We'll do the handles as well. We can run 40 to 60 bottles a minute depending on what you're wanting to run on the whiskey side. But we'll run moonshine, vodka, bourbon, whiskey, you name it. And we've got a full reverse osmosis system. We can filter through charcoal, quartz, limestone, carbon, just about anything you can think of to filter through, we can do that. Too bad it's not running today. Normally we don't run on Saturdays, but can run quite a few bottles. We ran a vodka yesterday for bare bones. Any questions?
No, you're killing it.
How many employees do you have right now?
Right now, we stay very small. So we've got 5. I'm looking at Andrew. I think it's 5.
Wow. That's
We
it?
try to do things very automated. He and I started blending this, and I remember selling the Kentucky Eagle. We were up to about 3 in the morning putting stuff in the bottle. That was in 2022, and then here we are. So we've grown to this space since 2022. And then the other facility will have 3 new bottling lines this size, the 4 pot stills, 48 fermenters. Is what the other one will have, and we're going to keep this up. So.
Is this going to be like experimental type deal? Where
It'll be, yes, it'll be some experimental type stuff. But we're going to save this also for kind of that farm to table dinners.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have quite a few VIP tours through here. The bourbon clubs can come here. So you can go visit the new place. Come over here and shut the gates. If you want to camp on the property, you can camp on the property. Have some farm to table. Have horses around the property. Do different things like that. So that way you get the best of both worlds, right? Our idea is go visit every other distillery. There are great distilleries, but come home to us. That's what we're trying to do. So we are actually going to be one of the most centrally located bourbon distilleries on the trail. When you look at us, we're 2 miles off 64. Everybody else, you kind of got to go out of your way in order to get to. You don't here. So that's our idea. That's why our tagline is bringing heritage home. Scott County is where bourbon started. Everybody claims that. We have the sign, so we're taking it. Just so we know. Elijah Craig was about 6 miles to our north. Is where he started at Buffalo Springs. So Heaven Hill just done a special release here in Scott County because of that. We're the only standing distillery in Scott County. Of course, Frankfort has theirs, Franklin County has theirs, Woodford County has theirs. Love all those guys. You like ours. So yeah, I have a master's degree in Lean Six Sigma as well. So I'm a production guy by trade. So all food grade compressors. We don't touch oil to our products. We don't over filter. I think that's one of the detriments in the bourbon world right now is over filtering. We want to leave the taste of the whiskey. I would love to tell you I'm the one responsible for that. Not. He is. He's got a better palate than I do. Quite frankly, I probably burnt my palate in college at some point. But he's got a better one than I do. So I'm usually the one that puts them all together, and he's the one that blesses them more than anything. So if you're drinking our bourbon, you'll get my blends, you'll get his blessing. That's the easiest way to say that.
What's the projection on having everything up and going? Hotel, if you're doing restaurants or not?
It's a 5-year plan. So the hotels will probably take another 3 by the time we get them up. We do have a big box store and sign going for the property itself. We're doing 390 multifamily units. That's getting ready to start next month. So those will be finished within a year. Doing 138 kind of upscale homes behind everything back in the countryside. Those will start immediately. The commercial side is going to take a little longer, but there's some very well recognized Kentucky restaurants that will go on the property. So our idea is, and we're also putting a 4,000 seat amphitheater behind the distillery as well. So you can come in, catch a concert, hang out at the bar, stay at the hotel. One of the hotels in Lexington is probably coming this way. But you're looking at the 5-year plan. By the time we get everything said and done.
It'll be the full Kentucky bourbon experience all in one location.
Yeah. Somebody called it the Bourbon Disney World. So I'll take it.
That's what.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about that just when we first started doing these tours and stuff. We're like, when you go to this one and you get this, you go to this one, you get that. You're like, why doesn't? And a lot of them are starting to do restaurants now.
Yeah.
But we've talked about why not have
Why isn't there a hotel? Why can't
hotel.
I stay and get drunk and not have to drive?
Or a golf cart.
An entertainment venue.
Yeah.
You know, something that can be Disney
Exactly
World,
right.
and that's what
Well, that's the
this
case. You
means.
catch the horses, you catch the bourbon, you get the cigars, you stay in the hotel. You really wouldn't have to leave. Our idea is start the tours at our place, let the buses take you out from there, but bring you back.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, and it fits your motto, I
Yeah,
guess.
bringing heritage home.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's kind of our idea of why we did that. The distillery should be built by October. So the buildings technically already built. They're just built off site. So we're bringing those in. Good Lord willing, the rain stops. Yeah, I've had more calls than you care to imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
We've also had about 70% more rain than we've had in years in Kentucky. So
Yeah.
it's a great time to be a construction.
Tennessee's getting it too.
Oh, yeah.
I would love rain right now.
You talk about starting your tour here and then bringing them back. Have you considered a bus line for the tourism and then having collaborations with each of the distilleries that wants to participate?
Yeah, I don't want to take business away from you. So there are some really good tour groups that are already based close to Lexington. Probably let them do that. You know, I'm a terrible tour guide and a worse bus driver. So I think we'll just let them concentrate on that. Just because I don't want to take revenue away from anybody. We just want to capture it when you come to
Yeah,
us.
and why not? If
Yeah.
you're coming back here.
And we have some really good partners that do a really good job. I don't want to bite the hand that feeds us either.
Right.
They bring people to us.
Correct.
So we're going to have them. We might do a hub for them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah, we might do a hub where they can start here and have a base and then send them out.
That would be really convenient for them.
Yeah.
A central place to start every morning. You know, all the people's one spot.
Exactly. And then when you come on, you know, we're close to 75, we're close to 64, we're close to 65 for that matter. We're an hour and 20 minutes. So we capture quite a bit of the traffic coming through. We anticipate as soon as we open, we'll probably have 200,000 visitors throughout the year. The Bourbon Trail had 2.8 million, something like that. But with us being the most centrally located, especially this close to Lexington and Louisville for that matter, Keeneland should be good, the Derby should be good, so why not capture it?
Aren't we? A hotel just opened, right?
Bardstown.
The Bourbon Hotel.
Yeah, Bardstown. Yeah, we know the bourbon steward there very, very well.
Okay.
Norma Smith.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Good friend.
yeah, Norma. So yes, we love Norma. So
Well, and they're being booked already.
they are fully booked.
Yes.
She's actually called us for a couple tours already to come up here and do those items. So bourbon tours, the tourism part of this is fantastic.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So, are you going to college? Did you go to college?
No.
No. This is it. This is what you're doing. Why go anywhere else?
It's all about fun.
How did we get Tim Couch involved in this?
My business partner, Bobby, lives 3 doors down from Greg. So started talking back and forth. Tim said, that's cool. It literally was a drunken moment of, hey, do you want to make this bigger? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So literally his brother Greg and him got in. Bobby Sturgeon got in. I jumped in, and that's how this all started. So it literally was just chance moment, chance meeting. And
So, for you to understand who Tim Couch is, he's Peyton Manning of Kentucky. Am I wrong?
Who's Peyton Manning?
Right. Peyton Manning of Kentucky. The best quarterback in Kentucky's history, I think, right?
yeah, by far. Poor guy went to the Browns.
Yeah, well, he went to the Browns. As soon as that happened, I was like, he's done.
Well, it's not only he went to the Browns first year at the Browns.
First year.
It was the
Yep.
expansion year.
Yep.
He had no line. He was the #1 draft pick. Poor guy just got killed.
He was runner-up in the Heisman, too. He was the Heisman.
What year was it?
It was the 98 Heisman winner. But he's runner-up.
All right, so here's what I will say. I don't know who's drinking, but grab me a glass. We'll just walk through this.
No.
And this is good for me because I don't normally do this, so I'm going to do them.
I really enjoyed the 6 year.
So that's what I was going to say. So I told you before, I won't release anything unless it's 6 years old. I don't believe in anything that's younger than that. I think there are good ones out there that are okay,
I haven't tasted one.
but I haven't tasted one yet. So for our company and for me, I won't release it unless it's 6 years old. The other thing that I did, which most people won't do, is I put the age statement smack dab on the bottle, stating it was 6 years. So it's all Kentucky juice. It is it is a blend juice, but it's probably got more than 5 barrels blended together in it. But like I said, everything, I had to go down to this. We did this on purpose. We came out with these bottles, they're expensive. This bottle is a $38 bottle. So $38.99 on the shelf, something like that, depending on where you're at. But I had to have something to compete with the Four Roses of the world, the Buffalo Traces of the world, down to that caliber. So we do blend water with it. You can take it down to 92. But if you're new to bourbon or you like a cocktail, an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, that's the bourbon. Right? So you'll catch some different notes in there. I will not tell you what notes you'll catch because as soon as I do, I'm just going to influence what you drink. I don't believe in that. So you drink it, you tell me, and you're probably right.
I believe in that. And if you tell me, I'm going to freaking taste it.
You will.
100%.
Matter of fact, that black label on terrible. I'll tell you exactly what's in it. And
Like,
I go,
how about
oh yeah.
That's why I don't really like giving tasting notes. It's either good or it's not good.
That's me. You know, you'll know if you're ever with me because what I have to do. I was in Chattanooga at the old district down in Chattanooga, and a guy found out what I did for a living, so he starts bringing me bourbons. He said, "This is our barrel."
You give me a
So he brings it over and I taste it. He said, "What do you think?" No, I said, "It's interesting." That's my normal comment. I won't run down another bourbon.
Whatever you smell.
I don't care how much I don't like it or I do like. I just won't run it down because that's competition.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. They need to make their money. There are some really good vendors. I love the people with whiskey. Just they're good people. They're just good people. But that guy, he brought it back out and he finally said, "Why don't you like it?" So I didn't say anything. So it was interesting. He's like, "Yeah, it means you don't like it." Okay, you got me. I don't like it. I said, it's very young. I said, it tastes like an old wet sock. So, cheers. Thank you all for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, so, sorry. Cheers.
Prost. The ladies are back there conversating.
I'm right here. I'm a woman.
Yeah, well, you're hanging out with the guys.
So I have a suggestion. You can tell me to shove it. You need to make a sticker wall.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So,
Tell me
like,
what a sticker.
stickers for y'all.
Like put up a sheet of plywood where every time someone comes in that is an influencer or wants to just share a local sticker, maybe even their state that they visited from.
Yeah.
Right there.
All the people.
That's a cool idea.
So,
I like it.
we just went to Key West.
stickers.
And the whole city is like, and people go, and because it's known for their stickers, they go and make stickers just to go to Key West, and then everything is covered.
So when you make your sticker wall, it's got to be called.
I'm sorry.
Put it outside on the patio area and say deck, something like that. Because it's my
Homer's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Homer's Hall of Fame. I like it.
Homer's Hall of Fame. I like the idea. I do. All right, so here, I'm going to do this. I've already tainted everybody's opinion with this.
I already didn't like it.
All right, so this one is the straight. It is a blend, is what this is. This is an 80% 6-year, 20% 8-year. Okay, this one's blended a little different. Like I said, you can give me your own opinions. I've already skewed them, but you can give me your own opinions. Have it doing that. My wife, Bethany, gets very mad at me for this because she doesn't mind that one. She's like, quit telling me. I don't like it. Yeah.
It's a good way to get that line to be, and then you put something else in it.
Is
That's the straight.
I will say, last week we had a bunch of visitors, and they said it's sort of lot.
Yep, see there it is. Takes the dirt in it.
Yes. But it's it's just got a lot of malted barley in it.
Yeah.
So it tastes that
It's
malt.
the dirt that comes back. It's malted barley that gives it all. If you're looking for a really transparent guy in bourbon business, I'm probably the only guy that'll tell you, I hate my own bourbon. That one I do. Anyway,
I'm kind of curious if the malt in it is European malt or Canadian
no,
malt.
it's Canadian. Yeah, it's Canadian. It's just no.
I don't typically get that dirt aspect from European malt because I think they have to have like a little bit more quality control when it comes over here than just bringing it from Canada.
I don't trust the country that's bagging with the kingdom.
Anyway, there's that one. You all sampled it. Congratulations. We're moving on. This one is our small batch. I had somebody asked me the other day, what constitutes a small batch? I don't know. There are no rules, as you are well aware, that says, Kentucky says this is a small batch or this is a We call this one a small batch because it's usually 10 barrels or less. That's our small batch. I had a guy challenge me going, that's not what a small batch means. Show me the definition. There's not one. There's not one. Right? So for us, this is our small batch in the Bloodlines collection. So I like this one because he and I both selected barrels out of this one. This one, to me, is much smoother. To me, it's a little sweeter. I will also tell you, both he and I like sweet bourbons. So people always ask why you do sweet bourbons, because that's what we drink. Yep. So if I want to go out, I need to be able to tell people I drink my own bourbons. And I'm not going to drink it, but I got stuck with that one. So what I like when I blend, there's a couple other things too. He does some. We blend down and not up. The reason I say that, we had our impellers for our agitators built, throw the bourbon down, and we do it at low speed. If not, all you're doing is beating the hell out of it. So you don't do that. If you bring it up, all you're doing is shoving ethanol to the top of the tank. That's where it hangs out. That's why this glass is shaped like that. It looks like a smokestack. So you're bringing that ethanol up. You don't do that. What I want to do is pull the ethanols off, but I want to leave the oils to coat your mouth. The other thing that I refuse to do is over-filter. I also won't chill filter. That's another story. I don't want to over-filter, right? So I'm not going to go down to a 5 micron, 1 micron, because all you're doing is you're taking the char and everything else out of it. I want to leave. I've had a complaint already. Somebody said, and I think I can tell you, it might be that one right there. I've had a complaint with somebody going, there's something black in my bottle. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
good. Right? I also had somebody say, it looks like black snot floating in your bottle. Good. I'm glad. That is the fatty esters that are trapped in that bottle. As soon as you open it up, that's what will pop in that bottle. That's what you want. You know, but if I put them on the shelf, somebody goes, that's nasty. No, that's the good stuff. That's what you're after.
Didn't really see it in that
When
one.
you're running your impellers pulling down, or you're wanting that vortex effect to pull it. Okay, that's what
I
I do.
absolutely. So we done sometimes refinery. My claim to fame refinery. We ran enzymatic interesterification, and there's a term I haven't used in 10 years of my life. Enzymatic interesterification basically means you're injecting hydrogen into a tank, and you're taking phospholipids and enzymes, and you're exploding them using that hydrogen. Right? I'm using the same principle here. The reason we did it there is if you've got kids, are you familiar with the Similac sensitive stomach formula?
Yes,
The one that cost a fortune.
all of them.
You're welcome. I'm the one that came up with that. And the reason we did it was because that will slap those enzymes and it pulls that fatty esters out of those enzymes. Doing the exact same thing here. Just without the hydrogen related. But it's the same way to blend that. So we're bringing the chemical knowledge and we're bringing it over here. We're still doing it the old way, but you can take the old way and refine it. It works really, really well. So just taking whiskey out of the barrel and going, there you go, it's probably not good.
With you doing the vortex through it, your supplemental is pulling more oxygen down, and that's where you're basically getting your oxygen. Okay,
You're 100%.
Okay.
So your oxygen level will run 97, 98, sitting down on the bottom. And that way when you pull it out, that oxygen stays in. That's what's shoving the bourbon out of that tank.
Yeah.
So it's shoving. That's what you're after. That's why some of these bourbons, especially when you get up here, you get 114, 111, 115. They shouldn't drink like that. They should drink more like 100 or 98. And that's what's doing that. Is I'm wanting that ethanol off. Because if I can't get it past your nose, to your credit, I can't get it in your hands. And then if I can't get it past your nose, it'll never go in your mouth. And there's a really bad joke there somewhere. But
No, that's not a bad one. Okay. That's a good joke.
yeah.
No, I talked about at the liquor store that I go to frequently. I know it really well. We talk about that a lot, about selling bourbon. It makes it easier to sell whenever the distributor will give them samples of it
100%.
to get people to taste it.
100%.
If you're afraid of it, if you don't trust the person selling it to you, you're not going to buy it.
If I put, hey, it's a $99 bottle, go out and buy it. You never touch that. Unless you know the science behind it, unless you know the juice behind it, or the people behind it. But you got to have something to trust in the market that says, oh, I recognize that now. I understand it. Now I'll pay that because it's worth the money. Hey, but you're not going to walk in a liquor store and somebody behind the counter go, it's a really good bottle, you should buy that, pay $99. Oh, until I've tried it first.
I don't know nowadays. All you need is YouTubers. They tell you what to do.
It's fantastic.
You don't have to go advertise anything.
You really don't. And I didn't know this until him.
No, he's got a great job.
I grew up in the era where, one, we didn't have cell phones, but two, YouTube wasn't existing. We couldn't advertise that way. I didn't understand how much content creators help, right? So
Yeah,
kudos
Distiller
to-
is
kudos
so
to
needed.
you. It's- Oh, they're it. Because everybody, especially the younger, it's not even younger people anymore.
No.
It's people my age that are getting on this.
I'll
I mean, this is bourbon. Everybody's older.
Brand recognition only goes so far. You need brand connection, and the element that he introduced was all of us content creators.
Yeah.
And that we've got an audience that rely on our recommendations, and when we say something's good, they trust us, and they're going out and buying
And
it.
you just go.
Yeah,
Well,
they just
but
go.
the big thing too is it's not from an influencer standpoint where I'm paying you to do this. I didn't pay you all.
Yeah, nobody paid us.
No,
anything.
You guys are coming out because people trust you to do that. If you go back and go, that sucks, people will never buy my bourbon.
Right.
Please don't go back and say that sucks. But it's the truth, right? So now I need you all in order to say this is good. So I'm going to have to win you over. And the only way I can do that is produce good bourbon, have a good experience, and treat you well.
Yeah.
I know that. You know that. It is what it is. I'm good with that. Moving on. All right, so this one.
Slickbacks.
Select batch. This one is a blend. Again, it is the big brother to this one, but done a little bit different. This is an 80% 8-year, a 20% 6-year. So we flopped them. Okay? The barrels in this one are a little more premium barrels, so we let them age in a couple different ways. Right? So what we've learned out here is the barrels up against the wall don't age near as well as the ones on the interior. So we'll start rotating them over.
Yeah,
This one here,
definitely center cut.
this is center cut, right? So when you do this, I'll leave a lot of char in the barrel or char in the bottle in this one. The other thing is one big rock in this to let the fatty esters open, which I've had people tell me you need to drink it neat. No, I drink mine one big rock.
You're right.
Tom goes like this. Puts his finger in the water.
Yep, one drop.
Drinking how you want to drink it.
I have to. I'm gonna video him do this.
I had a guy tell me the other day.
I do
he's
that
like,
with the
"Would
water
you be
cap.
offended if I
I
put
just have
Coke
this
in your
to do
bourbon?"
with the water cap.
Buddy,
Stick
if
your
you're
finger
buying
in
my
it.
bourbon, you do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm setting
It
on
makes
fire.
a big
Like,
difference
it's like-
that one tiny little, whether it's whatever's on his finger or the water, you never know.
Yeah.
But
This one's my daily drinker out of all of them. If I had to have one every day, this is it.
So you're bougie, man. I get
Yeah.
it.
I like it.
Say you're bougie without saying you're bougie, right?
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's not just
Wait till I get to
here
my
and
daily
there.
drinker.
Just,
Joey's going to the distillery.
Yeah.
I like the red hots.
I've had somebody tell me, "You drink that barrel?" Yeah, I'll drink that barrel.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Depending on how the day's going, maybe for some barrels.
Depends on how hot it is outside too. For some of them, wow.
So, do you find the difference with that being palletized and upright instead of on the side?
Now, if they're aging, yes. We don't build rick houses here, but I am building rick houses somewhere else.
I have property in Tennessee. If you want to build one.
He's not doing
It's
anything.
it's hot as shit down there too.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not far here, but
well.
we are doing something a little different. We are going to rotate the barrels depending on the age. So when I say rotate, I don't mean pull them into a different spot, but literally a quarter of an inch about every 3 days. So we roll. Because that convection over the entire barrel, we're losing 70% of what we can actually use in a barrel, which drives me nuts. So we have built a system where as they're sitting on the racks, there's a roller underneath and they just edge the barrel along, and it sits in its racks and it rolls and goes and pipes up. So to answer your question, the palletized, I would never put them on a palletized until they're towards the end of when we want to use them. I mean, they'll change it here.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit on the back porch and the hotter it gets, we'll hit these bones. You know, they'll hit. You'll hear them popping.
Scared the crap out of you.
Yeah. So with the way you're doing it, you're wanting complete barrel saturation to keep all the stages wet.
100%. Yeah. As soon as they dry out, that's where you get that
Right.
over oak.
Yes.
You know,
Too much air gets
too
in,
much air with anything else.
and the oxidation increases rapidly.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we'll double stage some. You know, I'll finish them. I got one sitting there finishing now. So we'll finish and we'll double stage and I'll play around with them. But honestly, the true, genuine heritage way of doing that, just rotate it.
Yeah.
Let it sink in. And I think there is an end of life age. So I get it. I'll be careful when I say this. 23 years, too long.
Long time.
Too long. Right? So you might as well go over and chew on a piece of bark. That's what you're chewing. I think 18 too long. I'm right around the 10 to 12. I like that 10 to 12 mark because now that the wood has done what it's supposed to do, it's reached its end of life. The juice is good. You haven't lost a ton of juice out of it, so you can still recoup your cost of what you're getting out of that. And it tastes good.
So you answered one of my questions because I was going to ask you what your choice age was, and now what is your choice proof of your? Not for a product because you got to hit everything.
Personal
But for
preference,
yourself, if you were buying every bottle you sold, what would your proof range be?
110 to 115. I think barrel strength is great. Problem with barrel strength, it's always different, right? I can go over right now and pull you one that's about 132. It's rough. It's a little higher. It's a little higher. When I proof down, the reason I proof down is when you use the reverse osmosis water, what you're doing is you're filtering out and you're taking the ions from the water, so the impurities are gone. It's the way God intended. Let that go down and get the fatty esters. Take it down to that 110, 114. Now I can catch anybody who says, man, I don't like high proof bourbons. But you have no bourbons. All you're getting is just straight heat. That's all you're getting, right? So that's the 110 to 115 to me, if it's done right.
And I agree with you 100% because I know guys and just their hazmat, they got to have the highest. They're going to hunt for it. They're looking to pull everybody. And then you got, to me, 105 to 115 gets you everything in any block bourbon can offer from 80 proof to 160 proof.
I want to enjoy my bourbon. It's like going to Buffalo Wild Wings. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Right? And people go and go, give me the hottest sauce you got. I'm doing it. I want to fill my lips for the next
I
10
think
days.
me and you talk the same damn
Yeah.
language.
It is what it is.
I like that zing though. I have to feel the zing.
I like the zing, but I'll go down to, we were just on vacation a couple weeks ago. I'll drink a fruity drink all day long.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it. It's these people who put on airs and put on shows, and I gotta have this. Do what you do. I don't care. You can have whatever you want.
Every day is a different day. What you like. You can like one time, but every day.
Yeah.
Like I tell him,
It's my mood.
time is different. What's my mood right now? What did I just eat?
It's my mood. if I want to mellow out and drink a cigar, I'm gonna have that one right there. If I've had a really good day and I'm just looking to hang out and have fun, give me a fruity drink and I'll sit out by a pool. If I'm pissed off, I'm over that still and I'm gonna run damn moonshine for 170.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're introducing water to the product, do you notice that the fatty ester is attached to the water molecules and becomes more aromatic?
100%. Depending on the level of char that's in the barrel.
Yeah.
Right? So the problem is when you have a level of char, it's going to absorb some of that aromatics. It's going to take that out of there, and the water's going to get absorbed by the char. Same way a barrel works. The other thing is, what people don't tell you is yeast will continue to grow in the barrel no matter how daggone thing is times. So I would agree that adding water, they will attach that aromatic profile. I like sweet bourbons, but I also want to get that smell that goes with it.
Right.
I can do that. So when we walk into this barn, we're like, man, it smells good. But there's also a tote sitting down there that's full. It's got water underproofed in it. And that's actually what we're smelling.
Yeah.
If I pop that tote right now, everybody goes, oh man. That's also an 11.5-year-old tote from a very well-known Kentucky distillery. So I'm playing with that.
What char level do you find that works the best and have the most? For me, I think 3 does a great job because it's not overly charred and the charcoal's not holding down the esters in the bottom.
I would go with 3, sometimes 4, depending on the barrel company.
Yeah.
Right, so International Stave does a fantastic job. I would go with a 4.
Yeah.
Zach's, something like that, I'd go with a 3. Yeah. Just because they do their barrel. Every char is not the same. It's like grading tobacco when they used to grade tobacco. It's level 1, 2, 3, or 4. Right. Well, I might grade it different than you do. Right? So it comes in, and what's a 4 to me? It's like a medium steak.
Yeah.
I don't know why people eat leather. I have no idea. But I like medium rare. So when I buy a steak and it comes out, I'm going, it's not medium rare.
Right.
Not my decision either. It's the chef back in the kitchen that says, yeah, it is. Right? And I do the bourbon the same way. So the char level to me is a 3 to 4, depending on the barrel.
Yeah. Like for me, like a Kelvin barrel that's at a 3 is an independent at a 4.
Right. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I like Kelvin's better.
I do too. I mean, I've been drinking whiskey since I was young, but I'm a whiskey nerd. And I'm a science nerd too.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely. I've been learning this is awesome.
Because you're asking me very deep questions. So
Yeah.
that's it. Get me drinking and then ask me deep questions.
I'm going to ask you.
Well, that's why people tune into my channel,
I like
because
you.
I bring the questions no one else is going to ask.
And I'm good with that. You can always tell in the bourbon world, and I love going on tours and asking questions like he's asking, but you get answers I'm going,
You're coming up with that.
and there's some younger folks that give the tours, and they do a good job.
You have to have the personality to do it.
Yeah, the personality, but the problem is,
They don't know
you get somebody like this on the tour, and somebody goes, tell me about the aromatics. And you go,
I've been like, yeah, we're going this way.
yeah, please take me away from him.
Well, your background definitely lends to the ability to speak directly to those questions.
My wife will tell you, he will tell you, they don't normally let me talk to people. Kim and Tom will tell you, I shouldn't talk to people.
You talk over people with
It's not that. I'm just so direct.
Yeah.
And so blunt. All right, so this one here is a straight 9. We haven't done a whole lot to this one. We have proofed it down a tad bit, but it's straight 9 with a char in the barrel. I like this one, depending again on the mood I'm in, but this one's stout. The oils are still there. This one will coat pretty good, and it's got some heat. So, again, it all depends on the mood you're in, but this one's strong.
This one's my day.
So far, it's that one.
I really like this one. I haven't got that one yet.
Oh.
Okay, so actually, because there's more ethanols on this right now, so this one up, but there's more ethanols on this, so the hotter it gets, and people always say whiskey doesn't change in a bottle.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Especially, and take a look, guys. Look at the amount of air on this bottle versus this bottle, too.
Yep, Jason Calori just came up with that theory. I don't know if he came up with it, but he announced it that he's taking some of his bottles that are half empty and putting them into 375 mils and recorking them.
Yeah, you're forcing the air out of them at that point. If you have an open bottle, and you'll find out, I do it on purpose, I'll open every one of these 10 minutes before we ever start drinking.
Oh, for sure.
Right, so I want that to be able to breathe, and I want the air to hit them, but there is a lot of air in that bottle. So that one's got the ethanols back to it, so it's starting to absorb it.
And something else, too, when you recork a smaller bottle like that, the smaller amount of space it has, and you have that much liquid in it, when you put that cork in it, it pressurizes it and changes the effects.
It's got to be something
Hard
to
to
it.
explain if you don't understand it. They just want to call me a big bitch, which I'm fine with.
John, I will reference you as that.
It's cool.
Right here.
I don't like my face to be on fire.
Well, that's me.
I don't think anybody is.
Most people, those hazmat guys, like, the hotter it is. This is not. This has got great spice.
Yeah.
But doesn't have a lot of heat. I love it.
Well, that's the thing. What I want is for you to drink this like the 100 proof, not 111. I do different ones all the time.
Yeah. There's like 113.6 back there.
Yeah, like 113. But my biggest thing is, and I tell people all the time, I want to give you a Kentucky hug, but I don't want to hug your feet. So I want it to stop right here.
Yes.
But I don't want to need you to feel it here when I'm never going back there.
I hate that.
Plus, the older I get, my heartburn is killing me. So this is going to
There's
sound
pills.
terrible. I know, but this is going to sound terrible. The more I drink, when I lay down at night, I know if I'm drinking too high proof alcohol, because it is right here. And I'm laying there. Oh, I know. My brother has the same
This is
problem.
real world whiskey content, right?
It really is.
This is
I'm
what
like,
it's about.
yes.
Like, this is what real whiskey people talk about. Like, oh, did you get heartburn last night too?
Yes, I did.
I just went and had the, whatever that's called.
The scope thing?
Yeah. And they're like, you got this, this, and this. You need to watch your G, figure it out, take this pill every day.
I was
And
convinced it was the bourbon.
ever since I took that pill,
Yeah.
I've not had any heartburn issues. And
Well, we
I've
cut
been
out
able
part
to
of it.
enjoy the bourbon more. But I can't eat pizza anymore.
That's the one that went out.
Yeah, it's the
Red sauce.
Yeah, the red sauce with the high acidity.
No pastas, no pizzas. He's cut this out so we can
Alfredo.
keep the bourbon.
All right, so this is my baby.
See?
This is our private stock. This is the mash bill that is 70, 10, 10, 10. It is still a 3-grain bourbon. It is 70% corn, 10% honey malted barley,
That's why we like this one so much.
10% honey wheat, 10% distiller's grain, my choice. That's what keeps it as a 3-grain. I get people all the time, you guys won't do it, it's smarter than the average. So I get people all the time that says, well, it's flavored, it can be a bourbon. It's not flavored. It's not flavored because it is the strain of wheat you use. I also, from my prior career, know to use the germination stage of wheat. It can still be gluten-free. Gluten doesn't occur until the wheat strand is at full maturity, and then you get gluten. And I'm going way too deep with this.
No, keep
This smells like you should wear it as a sunscreen.
You can if you like it.
Well,
But the strain of
More
wheat that
of a
we
tune
use is the
than what
seed
that is at that
germination
point.
strain.
I'm trying to say, it didn't
So
burn.
when you use the seed germination strain, what will happen when it's in a barrel is it will continue to evolve and it will continue to change. So it works like the yeast does. So we don't flavor, it is the specific strain of wheat. This is, now I can tell you, this is the same strain of wheat as a honey nut Cheerio.
this is
In other words,
Honey
honey
nut
nut Cheerio.
Cheerio.
So you can drink it for breakfast.
I will.
There's your tip for the day.
That's a good tip. I wonder how they control the process of that after they go ahead and bring it in. I wonder if that wheat continues to heat in the bag before they're shipping it. I would assume
It does not.
Does it really?
It does not because they ship them in cool bags.
Okay.
Okay, so there's an interline bag. We used to do this refinery on the strain of wheat. So everybody will say, well, I'm gluten free, I can have it. You can't, it's not gluten. Or I'm non GMO. It's another old story I'm not getting into in this one. But when you deal with this, you can have this. It doesn't change until we open here. We start opening here, it's on. It is immediate. Matter of fact, I have a bag. Yeah, I have a bag of this.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the heating process because like a lot of it will continue to heat in transportation, and then yeah,
especially in the back of the truck.
right.
When you get the asphalt, it's 130 degrees. Inside of the truck's 150. And all of a sudden, you make bourbon coming down.
It starts breaking down incredibly quick, and then you're gonna have that weird smell.
3/4 is done.
Right.
I love it. This one is so damn good.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna ask the hard question. If you don't want to answer it, you can answer it. If you don't want it on there, I love Cave Hill. Also,
yeah.
But no, that's not the hard question. Is that where you get this one? Is it Cave Hill?
No, it's not Cave Hill. The old rabbit hole. They did their thing, did whatever. What we did was there was 80 barrels of this made. We bought most of them, and I also purchased the rights to have the mash bill. So I know I can run this. Now we will only run it maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Extremely sticky. When we run it, we'll have to clean every still down completely. It'll take us a week to run a batch, just because it's. But it tastes really good. They also had a chocolate version of this that had a chocolate taste to it. I have that one too.
Where's that?
I don't have it out yet. I will bring it out. That's more of a Christmas
Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah.
Right? You got this.
You have a thief over here.
Yeah, we did have a thief. Yeah.
So my hard question is, and I think you might have just answered specifically about the processing of it. My biggest, not complaint, My biggest concern about LF Heritage Distilling Co. is Bloodlines is the lesser expensive product, but it's also priced right where it needs to be. People some love or hate it. You know? These over here are super effing expensive. If they don't want to spend that money, isn't this a $200 bottle?
$189.
So one, we know the bottle itself is expensive. That's in there. And two, the processing you just told us is hard to do.
Right.
So that's obviously the time and the labor costs and stuff is what brought it up. But I know this is going to be kind of a dumb question. I already know
it probably won't be.
Her and I in our business, we talk a lot about raising our prices and cutting the number of students, or lowering our prices and having more students. Where is that happy medium for you of having a lower, dropping the price as low as you can and selling more, to having a higher price and not selling?
Aren't you afraid they're going to try this and say, "Oh, okay, nah, that's the same"?
We've done that once.
We've done it once already.
Yeah.
And that's not a dumb question at all, because we've been through this, right? These were cranked up higher than that. This used to be 139. That was 189. This was 220. And we had another partner that took us up to that amount. I'm all for making money. I'm not greedy. There gets to a point, a saturation point, where you go, okay, what is the profit target that you're making off a student or a bottle? It's the same thing. Right? If you want to get 30 points, and you have to remember we're a 3-tier system, right? So I have to make enough off that bottle to sell to Kentucky Eagle. Kentucky Eagle has to make enough to sell to Johnson's Liquor Store, and then Johnson's Liquor Store has to make enough to sell it to you. Right? I know good and well that they want to make 30 points off every bottle. Right? So when I bring these out, I'll sell it to you. Right? I'm going to release it 2 or 3 times a year. I'm going to put more work and effort into these on an everyday basis, where these I know I can mass produce. So your question's spot on. I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you extra care. I'm going to increase my integrity with you, and I'm going to charge you a little more because I'm going to give you special treatment. Welcome to my special treatment.
These are the people that appreciate the process and the hard work and labor goes into it.
Yep.
These are the people that enjoy bourbon, but they don't care about the intricate details of it.
But I can take these people, some of them, and I can bring them over here and go, okay, now let me teach you the particulars over here. It's like science, right?
But they have to like this enough to come back.
They do.
They do.
They sniff it around 2 or 3 times, and they go, okay, hang on, I really like this one. This one's sitting right next to it. All right, I'll take a shot. Right? But they've been back 2 or 3 times. Your rebuys in this market is tough. I can sell anything to anybody one time.
Oh, yes, you can. You should.
One time.
Get out of here.
But I got to get you to come back and get it twice, or 3 times, 4 times, right? And if you're going to love my bourbon, you'll be back 5 or 6 times, because now you love us and the bourbons, or you love the property. So it's one of those where you look at it and go, okay, that's what makes the huge difference in this.
Well, I will say, and I'm saying this from the camera, not just to you. We got an email from Tom one day, and I took it to Amy, and I said, read this. And she's like, what? Yeah, and I was like, that sound like worship to you? And she's like, maybe, just respond to email, respond and see what it is.
Yeah.
And then we got back to me, we talked. And
it was probably horseshit.
And it was and the process and the relationship that we created made me feel like this is something I'd like to be a part of, and on my end, not like a part of it. And like, I like this stuff. And then, trying that, this is great. And then coming here today, talking to you, getting to know you today, has just increased that. So you've got the plan, and I know you know it, I don't have to tell you, but from my perspective, coming in from day one, reading Tom for email, and then today, all the way through today's experience, you're doing, for this consumer, what needs to be done. This is not great. You're doing awesome for us.
But to your credit, if he tells me, and Kim tells me, these people are worth spending time with, then I'm going to do that.
Well, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell. Here's a few pictures from the day. And we'd like to just thank Tom for setting this up, Charles for letting us join him, and Darin for giving us such a great time at his place. This is a Deck Night on the Rocks, no BS review. Go check out LF Heritage Distilling Company's website and buy you a bottle. Take a chance and buy you some of Darin and Andrew's juice. You won't be disappointed. Private stock, small batch. You'll really enjoy it. The 6 years Bloodlines is a good one if you don't want to get too deep in the price. Give them a chance, you won't be disappointed. And that's Deck Night's no nonsense review. Thanks for watching, and keep sipping. Tom said we got to sniff his bunghole.
Don't do that. Remember, Michter said you can't lick the hole.
Yeah. No licking the rim. There's no rim jobs here.
Yeah. That's going to be on Instagram.
It's
I'll
not
see you in the
the
morning.
Huh?
It'll be freaking first thing in my feed.
It was my bottle. I told her to come in my
Isn't that
bottle.
crazy?
That smells great.
Yeah, it's good. So then the other ones that are like the private stock are like this one, Meister 5 barrel. So, whoa, yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Hold on.
The cast.
Wait, because we all know you're gonna have a
Milk
reaction.
Safari.
Meister 5.
Mike. I said
Yeah,
milk. What
yeah.
an idiot.
He's the co-founder of Rabbit Hole, and
No, you're liking that.
that one right there.
Woo!
That'll wake you up.
I like
That's a
it.
good one.
Let me get some of this.
Yeah.
Did you not try that one?
Yeah, sniff it.
Huh? Are you?
Sniff.